Welcome to the Lighthead Magazine online video show. This episode of the show is brought to you by Greg, the Get a Grip on Lighting podcast, man. It's brought to you by us. Why are we doing
I've
this?
heard of them.
I've heard of them too. Why should people listen to the Get a Grip on Lighting podcast, Greg?
Why shouldn't they is the real question. Everything we talk about right now is what's relevant in lighting. And lighting is confusing, it's changing, it's advancing, and you need to really get a grip on it, and that's what we're doing.
So go to getagriponlighting.com. I'm not going to try to spell it right now. Just go getagriponlighting.com or Google it and we'll come up. So a lot of people, Greg, have been emailing us, you and me, and asking us about this whole matrix idea and the idea of how lighting could impact privacy and national security. So we kind of came up with this over a course of 30 episodes that we've done. I think I'm just going to go ahead and try to explain the theory a little bit more. How does that work?
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I like it.
So in the past, let's talk, first we're going to address security, privacy. So in the past, the police, all the laws that are written in the United States and Canada and around the Western world are for postal services, fixed landlines, and sort of paper in the garbage. That's changed drastically now. And what we have is the technology is exposing gaps in the law. So, for example, your phone is really an extension of your life. And right now, different technologies are really being created that can really spy and monitor your activity. And I've been reading about this and following this. And as the IoT connected lighting thing started to emerge, I thought to myself, what sneakier way could you spy and monitor people? What technology is so benign and pervasive that nobody would suspect it was being used to spy on you or monitor you? That's got to be lighting, Greg.
I hear you to some degree. Yeah, I'm a little confused as to why they would do that in lighting. I guess, from a cost standpoint, but maybe they don't care about the cost when it comes to the information they gather.
Listen, Google and Facebook are businesses entirely built on the collection, sorting, and interpretation of information. Those are massive companies. You're talking Amazon kind of works the same way. It's about having all this data and using it to benefit a corporate entity or to earn profits. So when people say, well, why would people want information? That's a question that, I don't want to say it rudely to you, Greg, but it's a little bit naive, man. Yeah. People want information and they want information about you. And there's just something about the pervasiveness of lighting and the fact that it's so pervasive, it's so benign, it's in all of our homes, it's in all of our businesses, it's in all of our shopping malls, everywhere we go. And there's no major brands in the business anymore.
Yeah, but the brands that are in it are not really into the data gathering business right now. There isn't a Google light bulb or a Apple light bulb. It's Philips, it's Sylvania, it's Keystone, Green Creative, these type of companies.
Maybe it's a Xinjiang Ruzi lighting electronics company.
It is. That makes a lot of their product.
Right. No, but maybe they're in that business. And maybe the reason they're winning awards is because they're perhaps subsidizing something going into these devices. That they know the real money is not in selling the light bulb. Maybe the real money is in getting the information or something like that. And so there's just my imagination maybe going into overload here with this whole matrix thing. But to me, there's something benign and kind of people would not suspect the lighting of being spying on them.
You think it's happening now, or you think it has I know the potential is there, but you honestly think right now the light bulbs that people are buying have spying capabilities?
No, but I think that they're the best place to hide that capability.
Okay.
Right. So right now, every city has one of these things called a Stingray, and it's where the police create a fake cell phone tower, and they can listen to anybody's cell phone calls, right, in the area. They have all sorts of different kinds of ways of tracking people and algorithms to watch what they're doing. But these things are all related to people's phones and kind of if they, they have to have this device or something on it tracking and going around with. But imagine if somehow they were able to be in control of the lighting in a room.
But you can't legally do that. You're talking foreign governments getting involved in this.
I think there's two things. There's two issues at play here. There's the privacy of citizens from their own government, and then there's the let's say less than savory end goals of other nation states. So other nation states have been spying on the United States and Canada for years, and the United States has been spying on other countries for years. So we're spying on each other, and now if this equipment is being implanted into lighting devices where everything is made in a foreign country, all decisions are based on price. There's no leading brands in the business. There's no more GE. There's no more Philips. There's no more Sylvania. Everybody's kind of backing away. They're creating this void, and it's an opportunity for people with unsavory and nefarious goals.
But how many sockets are there in the world? Let's say in the U.S. and Canada, how many light sockets are there? Light fixtures.
Yeah, you only have to get the sockets you want, right? So
But how do you do that? You can't control that.
Who can't?
How do you control? If you want to spy on Michael Culligan, how can the manufacturer of that light bulb ensures that Michael Culligan has that light bulb in his office?
I think it's the other way around. I think the manufacturer is the customer or the manufacturer might not be the person buying the light bulb. The customer might be a foreign nation state. You understand what I'm saying? Like you're thinking, degree. Yeah. So it's actually I'm not saying this is happening right now. All I'm saying is with the that nobody's talking about this. And whenever I read anything about surveillance or security or a cyber crime and other things like that, it's constantly related to cell phones and getting data from other people's cell phones or getting data from other people's servers or other people's businesses. But I think what if your light bulbs were installed in their building and they communicated with you and they could record stuff? That certainly would be a sneaky way to do it, don't you think?
It would be, yeah. But how do you fix it then? How do you make it so that it's not going to be something that actually comes about? Is there a way to?
I don't know how to fix anything, man. All I know is that's where my imagination came for the Matrix and for national security and for surveillance, that the public is completely unaware. And in fact, you're a lighting expert, right, Craig?
I would think so, yeah. I'll call myself that.
Yeah, are you a lighting expert with connected lighting?
No.
Do you know anyone that is?
I don't think anyone is at this point. It's so new that it's still
I think there's
developed.
people that are.
You do?
But
okay.
I don't know if their end goal is to make the best lighting controls. Maybe they're trying to do something else with those controls, right? Maybe the end game is not about dimming and daylight harvesting, right? Maybe it's other information that they're more interested in. And that's the whole thing that the industry's not talking about, and everybody's eyes are on. Actually, this is right out of The Art of War by Sun Tzu. Create a diversion over here while you're really attacking over here, right? Every single light bulb being installed in the United States is made in China. Every single one. And none of them are being very few of them. Look, there's U.S. manufacturers that are proud U.S. citizens, like say Lumax Lighting, Kurtzon, that are making light fixtures. But nobody's making the core components going into these things. And we know that various types of communication equipment are getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller.
To the point where you don't think they could find them if they broke apart their own product?
They're not even knowing to look for this.
Sure.
Right. That's why this is the Get a Grip. This is the Lighthead online video show brought to you by the Get a Grip on Lighting podcast. But it's something that maybe I'm a crazy imagination guy, but I just think that someone needs to have a second look at this that knows a lot more about potential national security, and maybe put a team on it or something like that, just to make sure that it's not happening. Because, I mean, who knows? And who?
Yeah.
Do you think it's
Sounds
legit,
like
or am I crazy, or what?
So to some degree, yeah, you're crazy. But yeah, the idea is out there. I think it's capable of doing it, like you said. I don't know that it's likely, but that's me just being skeptical, and I don't know. I think it's a kind of a long shot, but something to consider. And I think you should be in charge of Canada for this.
That's hilarious. Well, yeah, I don't know if I should be in charge of anything. I'll just dream up ideas here on the Get a Grip on Lighting podcast. Brought to you by, the Lighthead online video show, brought to you by the Get a Grip on Lighting podcast. So, yeah, we hope that clears up everybody out there that's been emailing me, asking me for what I mean by the matrix and privacy and security and secrecy concerns and all that sort of thing. And thanks for listening.